Welcome to our vibrant network of governance, risk, compliance, and cybersecurity leaders. We share cutting-edge insights, best practices, and innovative strategies to empower professionals in navigating the dynamic cyber threat landscape. Join Circolo de CISO to ignite resilience and data protection across industries.
We are here for the sixth and final episode on decoding AI from fundamentals to future-proofing your business. And to have this conversation, I have with me Nidhi Pandey. Nidhi, can you tell us what's the current AI products available in the market and how does the market look like today? And if you are privy to things which Palo is doing, and I know Palo has recently introduced technologies to address certain AI-related risks in an organization. I'd like to hear that from you.
Thanks, Sujit. Well, these are very interesting times. I mean, the way technology is changing, and we did speak about a lot of security risk, the security strategy, which becomes important to protect these or mitigate these risks. So that has led to a lot of new development, new products coming out in the market, and we still, at a stage wherein these products offer very niche solutions. Now, we hear a lot about Copilot implementation. This product, you ask question, it can provide you information within seconds, which otherwise you would be going and doing web research on, trying to go through multiple links and then some trying to make sense out of all these multiple links. Copilot does that for you, and it can summarize and provide you accurate information. So Copilot is a tool which is getting adopted, or which in fact is being implemented as part of product solutions as well. Now, then there is AI based operations. It's very critical because since now we have network which is anywhere and everywhere, and every component of this network is sending some amount of data or the other, it is very critical to understand what is happening in this global environment, right? So, a AI based system which can actually understand or give you an overview of your network, how your network is behaving. That brings us to the next set of product, which is AI-based telemetry. We from Palo Alto, we have AIOps, which provide this capability. Then we also have ADEM, or products like DEM. Some companies, some organizations call it DEM, which basically gives you a visibility of how your network is behaving, or what is the experience of the application throughout this network as it progresses through the network till the destination, right? So you can make out which server is responding well, which server is responding not properly, which link is behaving properly, what is the latency, how long did it take for the application to respond. So this is all the capability of ADEM, right? So ADEM is ADEM, AIOps, Copilot. All these are going to make the operational, life of an operations guy simple, right? Because now the person just needs to look at one single system which provides that information. I'm talking about one single system because Palo Alto provides or strongly believes in platformization approach, wherein you get one single platform to view your entire network, right? So you have AIOps, you have ADEM, you have Copilot, which is integrated into it. So Copilot is also available with Microsoft and a couple of other vendors which are bringing in similar products as well. Now, there is a lot of innovation happening with DLP as well. So we do understand data patterns. We do understand what is going to be critical for PII compliance, what is going to be critical for, healthcare sector or an IoT segment. So we do have fixed data patterns, but we need a system or a product wherein you can customize this data pattern based on a company's requirement. So now the DLP, the data loss prevention product, which we call it, and it's available by multiple vendors today, that's also evolving, right? So customization of DLP is happening now. Apart from DLP, since most of these AI apps are SaaS based application, it's also important to implement very strong web gateway, secure web gateway, which can actually secure your SaaS based application traffic. It's predicted that whatever application we have today, which is not SaaS based, will be an AI based SaaS application 5 years down the line, not very far, right? 90% of these applications are all going to be based on AI. So, CASB or SaaS based protection is picking up, right? It's a very important component when we talk about internet based communication happening in an organization. And by that, users could be accessing a SaaS app for their day-to-day activity like Salesforce, right? There's Box application. There's ChatGPT for making the life of developers easier, right? So CASB plays a very important role there. Then there is also innovation happening for the code stability or the vulnerability management of plugins, the model layer, the algorithm that is used in the models, right? And we have products, and this has led to a new segment called AISPM, AI Security Posture Management, right? And it is used to implement code level security for ML models, plugins, and applications. There are a lot of innovation happening by startups. Palo Alto already has a product which is called AISPM. You will hear about SPM, DSPM, AISPM, all in the same context. But at the end, this is the product which is critical to implement the code level security or the shift left methodology in the ML based or AI based development, right? We do have small vendors as well. We have Wiz Security, CrowdStrike, Security, SC. Security is another company which is bringing in model protection or model layer protection. Now, most important layer is the communication channel or securing the communication between the application to the model. What is the data that is flowing? What kind of prompt is being injected? You can secure a model, you can secure the plugin, the libraries, but then how this interaction happens until you deploy a network component to it, you're not entirely securing this ecosystem. You're not securing how the communication is happening. I can just secure the vulnerability. I can download the package. But what is flowing in the network? What do you do to take care of man in the middle attack? Right? For that, we have product like AI firewalls, right? Now, Palo Alto launched a set of products to protect this entire ecosystem of AI application, starting from application visibility to the communication between the models as well, and the communication happening with the plugins and the data sets as well, right? So we have AI access, which provides the visibility, and the users can then implement secure, implement the communication, implement the access measures, implement policies for who is allowed to access what applications. Then AI firewall, which Palo Alto calls it at as AI runtime security, because this is going to be in line in communication between the application to the model. AI runtime security can protect from prompt injection attacks, from the runtime attack or vulnerability scenarios, right? We can implement URL filtering. which is like, not letting the user or not letting the plugins to access certain repositories or certain links for getting the data. Then we have DLP measures, which are advanced version of DLP measures, which can be implemented as part of AI firewall. Now, when I talk about AI firewall, I just want to bring in another fact, that how exactly is this AI firewall even, getting to know that this is a prompt, because prompt injection attack, because this is again a plain simple text. Because in the backend, as at the architecture level, we are again using ML and deep learning based algorithm to understand the patterns, right? So there is AI embedded inside our entire ecosystem itself, so that we can understand that this is a prompt injection of type, certain category of prompt injection, or this is a fake information which is being put out there by the LLM model. So we are using deep learning based algorithm to detect these vulnerabilities itself. Now, as I said, we have been pioneers in this space for now, but then there is a lot of scope, lot of innovation that can happen. There are more and more vulnerabilities or attacks which are being developed by hackers, which are again using AI technologies to create content, right? It could be deep fake videos, it could be audios, or it could be some images which has tagged versions, just so that it makes it look more authentic for the user, right? Then there is fake news that comes every day. There is a new fake news in Twitter or Instagram. So how do you really detect all these? There's going to be a lot of innovation happening across, I would say, a lot of organizations are going to think in this direction and definitely innovate and think on the lines of protecting these new so-called AI driven attacks.
You started off saying interesting times, and I do agree. Interesting times for the security folks because the landscape is accelerating at a rapid pace. New threats are discovered every second.
Yep.
The hackers are being more innovative, and the security folks are only doing a catch-up game,
Yeah.
right? So that's the way this industry is, and that's the way it is going to be,
Yeah.
right? So every time a problem is created, we find a solution, we find a control to implement. And what was going through my mind is how would AI detect and do a fact check where A goes to one audience and says something and goes to another audience in another place and say exactly the opposite of that.
Yes,
I mean, this typically happens,
of course.
especially during an election campaign. It's catered to specific audiences. So I guess I'm sure the humans are far more intelligent than the systems. We will find solutions for all these things. So takeaway from this conversation, Nidhi, is it is important for us to know the data, the type
Mhm.
of data,
Yep.
and it is important to classify them. It is also important for us to know what happens in each of those layers.
Yeah.
Like typically, we started our careers in the days of the OSI layer, and it still stands good, but it has, probably some of those layers are folded together. It functions together, right? So,
Yeah.
so it is important for us to understand what happens in the application layer, what happens in the communication layer, what happens in the infra layer. And
Correct.
each of these layers carry a certain type of risk. And some of them are shared responsibilities where both the organization and the service provider will have to know who is going to be accountable for those mitigation strategies. Having said that, it is in the hands of the organization to devise that clear strategy, develop policies, identify the risks, implement preventive, detective, and corrective controls. And more importantly, it is important to create awareness amongst the users where the organization clearly states what is acceptable and what is not acceptable, specifically in the context of ethical behavior. And we are talking about being transparent. The models have to be transparent. So
Correct.
anything what is being developed and used has to be transparent. We need to be able to understand what it is doing. And more importantly, the ethical aspects have to stand good at any time because it
Absolutely.
cannot be biased. It cannot be tampered with.
Yes.
Right. So,
Absolutely.
so with that note, Nidhi, thank you so much. And viewers, you heard Nidhi spend 6 episodes with me. She shared a lot of insights, and I guess the time was an essence, and we had limited time, so we could, bring in whatever we could. But if you do have any questions, you can reach out to Nidhi directly. She's available on. She's in LinkedIn, so you can reach out to her. And even at the bottom of these videos, we would give uh, contact details, not in terms of the number, but at least the LinkedIn profile, so you could actually send her a direct message. And last but not the least, if you do have any suggestions in terms of any new topics you would like us to discuss, like us to present to you, bring different speakers, I'll be more than happy to facilitate that and have that conversation happen on this platform. Thank you, viewers, for patronizing us and spending time watching all our videos. And if you have missed the other videos, we had one session on platformization, which I had this conversation with Chintaka again from Palo Alto, where he's talking about the future of platformization, and everything is going to be a platform. And I also had a conversation with another professional based out of Canada. He also talked about vulnerability management, penetration testing, red teaming, all on the platform. So today, most of the security services are available as a platform as a service. So you can actually enable all of them. So there are multiple jigsaws you need to put in solving your security puzzle. So you need to identify all those jigsaws and ensure you put them in the right place so that you can stay secure. Nidhi, once again, thank you so much for taking time for walking us through this interesting topic.
My
And I'll
pleasure.
definitely be reaching out to you to have another conversation. And I spoke to you earlier that we need to have a panel discussion. So I'll be looking out for having that conversation as well.
Sure.
Thank you so much
Sure.
and all
Thank
the
you.
best.
Thank you.